First and 10. On the give, it's Hall. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at their 49-yard line.
Just shy of midfield. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go.
Another run here with Hall. And he's going to have a first and good run down inside the 45-yard line.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
On first down, they go right back to Hall. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Looked like that might have been an RPO, a run-pass option. The quarterback has the ability to put the ball in the belly of the running back or pull it on the pass. Looked like we might have been better off pulling that one because he handed it off and there was nowhere for that running back to go.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
There we go. 13 there.
They'll go again with Hall. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Let's go Wednesday. On Wednesday.
They will run it over center with Hall. A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on fourth down.
It's 4th down.
Keno gonna throw for it. He'll get this into the hands of Austin. And he will get the first down. They took a chance, but they convert on 4th and 3.
I can't tell you, Mike, how many of these offensive skill players around the league, they look at man coverage as like a personal offense. After that last completion on the way back to the huddle, I think he had a few choice words for him. I think he said, hey, man, you can't guard me one-on-one. You better ask your coach for some help, because if he doesn't, you're going to be in for a long day.
That'll be intercepted. Picked off by the rookie out of Ole Miss. Inside the 20. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. Well, he does try a very short throw, and instead, the defense takes it back the other way, and they come up with the big play, scoring the touchdown.
Mike, for how fast he jumped that route, it almost seems like he was in the huddle and ran the route for the quarterback. I mean, he was there before the receiver, and as you said, there was nothing left to do but take it all the way back the other way.
After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchdown.
At their own 35-yard line.
On play action. Smith. Open man downfield. It's Mitchell. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. His first catch of the wild card game. And good for a first down.
First down, Jets.
The motion man here is Mitchell. It's first down, and it's Paul. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Going to lose a yard.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Second and 11. Give up the middle with Hall. And he will not be able to get free. Picking up only a yard. Now, it's third down.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
Working out of the gun, Smith. And he gets that one complete to his tight end, Taylor. They get 18 on the pitching catch, and the Jets have a first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball down.
And he will get into the end zone. Reese Hall, touchdown, New York.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike, and you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched, and an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. This will be returned from the 2. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there. They'll start on the ground. It's Aiken. And tough running there. He's up to the 32. Brandon Stevens there to bring him down. Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Second and 5. They'll run this one straight ahead with Aiken. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Now Miami going to use the second of their timeouts. Clock will stop with 33 seconds to go until halftime.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Set to go now on first and 10. A run up the middle with Achan. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down.
A gain of 2 brings up second and 8 at the 47-yard line.
Back to throw. That one out wide to Achan. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10. First down, Miami.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
Set, hurt. Go street. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Let's go.
Now they'll set up to throw. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down.
So we heard about this budding connection all the way back in training camp in the summer. So it's nice to see those reps starting to translate on game day. And I think these two might have a really bright future together. And the more plays they make, the more we're going to see that confidence grow.
Warrior 70. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Mustang 19. Trap 60, trap 60. 19 tight, 19 tight.
The Dolphins going to use their final timeout here, and they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down.
Come on. Set, hurt. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 18, Pioneer. Cup 19, Cup 19. Dragon 60.
They'll look to throw. To the end zone. It's intercepted. That's the safety, Andre Cisco. And the Jets are going to take possession here as they get it at their own 4.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
Off the play fake. It's Smith. Now a deep ball for Mitchell. That's over the middle and intercepted. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play here in this first half. So, one half in the books. Second half coming up. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. One team advances. One team's season ends here. Second half underway in the AFC wildcard game. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. The motion man here is Mitchell. We're going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. A nice pickup moving it across the 40. We'll give him 6 on that play. Now an injury timeout, and that's Breece Hall, who is struggling a bit after that play. This would be a big loss, and we'll see if he can continue here in the divisional round. They'll run. This is Jordan Mason. He'll try to push forward. He'll wind up getting 3 yards with that one. It was Zach Steeler in on the tackle.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
Here's Gino. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
a gain of 8.
3rd and inches, you see a lot of teams try to take a shot. Why, Mike? Because they know on 4th and inches, they still have a chance to convert the first down. The shot wasn't there, but they're still able to pick up a nice gain and convert and bring up first down.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10.
Here we go, hey.
Taylor, the tight end, is in motion. On the ground is Mason. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. Good for a Jets first down.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you can have 2 or 3 that can all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
Taylor, the tight end, is in motion. A run. And here's Mason. And he's able to fight through one tackle here. Pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
They go play action with Smith. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
And they'll bring this inside the 30. A gain of about 4.
If you send your field goal unit on the field, Mike, it gives you a chance to chip away at this deficit. But I think I'm keeping my offense on the field. I'm going to one of my critical plays on my call sheet. Keep this drive alive. The hope is to come away with 6.
No move for the field goal unit. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down.
Let's go.
They'll go. Smith. That's taken in. And he will have the first down. Needing to make something happen. Trailing here in the 3rd quarter. They convert on 4th down.
A gain of 7. 1st down, New York.
They'll run. This is Mason. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
We spent so much time, Mike, talking about these defensive backs and their ability in pass coverage, but when you also have a defensive back that can make plays in the run game, especially behind the line of scrimmage, man, those guys are just so hard to find. That was a heck of a job here by this guy.
Play action now. It's Gino. That's into the hands of Jordan Mason. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
So often for a defense defending the passing game, the most difficult guy to account for is the running back out of the backfield. So a really nice job here bringing him down before he has a chance to pick up any yards after the catch.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Smith. A throw left side, taken in by Wilson. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down? From the shotgun, Smith. And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Brooks.
All right, Mike. file this play away. If they're able to hold on and pull this game out, we're going to look back on this as the pivotal moment of this game. Oftentimes, it takes that one big moment to sway the outcome of a game, and no bigger play than a pick deep inside your own red zone.
Here we go. Panther 60, Panther 60.
On the ground to start the drive, it's Achane. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
Let's go.
They'll stay on the ground with Achane. And he's going to get him a first down. The tackle made up around the 20-yard line.
10 yards. That's good for a Dolphins.
60 Eagles.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
18 Cardinal.
He'll look to throw. That's into traffic, but taken in. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard at the 29-yard line.
He's going to look for the home run ball. He's got it. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20.
First down.
A big-time play for the Dolphins. 53 yards.
Bronco 80. Viking 18. Let's go.
On the handoff, this is Achane. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. He gets a yard out of that one. It's second down.
A gain of a yard.
Once again, it's Achane. And the Dolphins are going to have first and goal. He's inside the 10. Mark him at the 7.
19 Tiger.
That's another Dolphins.
Here's Achane. And he will score. Come on, Achane. Touchdown, Dolphins. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
RPO, quick throw, grabbed by Wilson. And that'll be good for a gain of about 4 as he is forced out of bounds.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
1 quarter remains here in this AFC wild card matchup. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. It is 2nd and 6. Taylor, the tight end, is in motion. Off the play fake. Smith. That one thrown behind his target, and it'll be incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Here comes 3rd and 6.
Check 50, move on, check 50. Here we go, here we go. You're an intercept. What's up?
They'll go play action. It's Smith. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete. He was looking for Garrett Wilson there. And that's going to lead to a 4th down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. Truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
No ball, no ball.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the 4th, but they will turn it over on down.
He isn't able to secure that grab through the contact, and they're quickly running out of possessions to get back into this game, Mike. I mean, their chance to come back was already slim to none, but Slim Meta went just out the window as that ball hit the turf.
On the carry, it's Achan. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. 15 yards pick up there. Good for a Dolphins first down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
Check smash, check smash. Go, Reed, go.
From the pistol, here's Achan. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Riggs, 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Go.
Now a give to Achan, heading right. He's to the 10. And he's in. Devon Achan. Down Miami. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. The extra point by Sanders is good. And the Dolphins will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
35-yard line.
Smith now to throw on 1st down. This one going to be sniffed out, blown up in the backfield. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12.
33-yard line.
From the gun, it's Gino. And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
So all game, we've seen him take the approach as just being a game manager. But one thing you have to do if that's the case is you have to protect the ball. You can't turn the ball over. especially if you're struggling to push the ball downfield. He got a little reckless that time, and the defense made him pay.
1st and 10 now from the 36.
Here we go, here we go. Cougar 19.
A run, and it's Achan. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Three. Get it. Let go.
A run here with Achan. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down.
Well, they certainly didn't allow the loss on 1st down, Mike, to scare him out of this run game here on 2nd down. But now after taking a loss on 1st and 2nd, it puts him in a tough spot here coming up on 3rd down.
No help from those last 2 runs. It is 3rd and 13. A ball deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Going to leave the offense out there for 4th and long. He'll drop to throw. That's going to be incomplete. They felt compelled to go for it on 4th and long. That was a big ask, and the defense turns them away.
Here we go.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
It's 2nd down.
Off play action, he'll set up to throw. And he let him a bit too much. That pass is incomplete. Reese Hall, the intended receiver. And 3rd down coming up.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. Let's see what they do here. This is 4th and long.
Hey, here we go.
Tino gonna throw for it. That's incomplete. Daring ball on 4th down. Does not work out. And it results in a turnover on down.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10.
18 Cardinal, 8.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he will have the 1st down. Even with 3 timeouts on the other side, they're going to be able to run this baby all the way down. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Tag! Hawk set, Mustang 19. Hurt! 18, 5 in.
Back to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. He will win the race to the pylon. He's in. Touchdown, Dolphins. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. You're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
It's a return. Here comes Calvin Austin. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
There we go, Snoop. 13 next. And the twin. Push up.
On play action, Smith. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
Throwing on 2nd down. Smith hit as he threw it. The pass is incomplete.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Oh, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly in his 3rd and 10.
13 next. Hey, alert. Check 50. Snowball.
Of a model, that's so typical. Body of a donut, that's so typical. Turn like a god, ugh, that's so typical. Still modest, so typical. Don't